Headline of the newspaper: Nepal devastated. Powerful earthquake rocks Nepal. Nearly 1500 people killed. Kathmandu, 25th April, PTI. A powerful earthquake measuring 7.9 on Richter scale struck Nepal today. Nearly 1500 people were killed and over 1000 people were injured in this disaster. The quake and a series of aftershocks delivered a severe blow to Nepal. The tremors were also felt across the vast stretches of East and Northeast India. It was also felt in China, Bhutan, as far as Pakistan and Bangladesh. The earthquake with epicenter at Lamjung, around 80 km northwest of Kathmandu, had its impact in several cities in Bihar, West Bengal, and Uttar Pradesh. The initial report said that the tremor measured 7.9 magnitude. It is said the earthquake hit 11:40 a.m. local time at shallow depth 11 km. There were 17 major aftershocks measuring over 5 in the next 2.5 hours, said an officer of the National Seismographic Center. Another aftershock measuring 6.6 Richter scale hit within 80 minutes of the quake. This is the largest earthquake in Nepal after 80 years. India has sent rescue teams immediately. Various natural events occur on the earth from time to time. For example, floods, storms, snowfall, extreme rainfall, etc. Similarly, because of the movements below the Earth's surface, natural events like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. For the organisms living on the Earth, these events are disastrous. There is loss of life and property because of natural calamities. In this lesson, we will get introduced to these endogenetic, that is the internal movements of the Earth. Earthquakes and volcanoes occur because of instability in the interior of the Earth. This instability is created due to the movements occurring in the Earth's interior. Generally, the movements in the Earth's interior occur in the upper layer of the mantle. Tremendous energy is released by radioactive materials in the mantle. These energy waves travel from one place to other. Such a flow of energy is responsible for earthquakes. Because of the movements occurring in the interior of the earth, tremendous tension is created in the earth's crust. When the tension goes beyond limits, the energy is released in the form of waves. This results in crumbling of the earth's surface, that is the earthquake. The magnitude of the earthquake is measured in a unit called Richter scale. We will see the causes of earthquake in general. First is the movement of plates. Colliding of plates or plates sliding one below the other, or forming fractures in the rock layers due to tension in the interior of the earth. And last, occurrence of volcanic eruption. Now we try to understand how the earthquake takes place by a simple activity. Arrange some books on table of different thicknesses and place some objects like eraser, sharpener, pencil on the upper part of the textbook. Now quickly take out one book from the layer and see what happens. Again, arrange the books in the same fashion and give a slight push to any of the textbook and see what happens. Write down the observation. Now you have to imagine that the books which you had placed on the table, they are the different layers of rocks in the earth's crust. Due to the disturbance in the mantle, energy is released. Sometimes the rock layers get affected by that, rupture takes place, rock layers get disturbed, and tremendous amount of energy is released, which makes the surface of the earth to shake, and that is nothing but the earthquake. We saw the small items which we had kept on the top of the textbook: eraser, sharpener, pencil. They change their place because of disturbance in the layers of books. Same thing happens, the building, the houses, the constructions of bridges and other things which are on the surface get affected by the earthquake. If the earthquake is of greater magnitude, then the bridges collapse, the buildings collapse, and that leads to great loss of buildings and also great loss of life caused by the destructive earthquakes. Because of the movements occurring below the earth's surface, tension is created and it keeps on accumulating. High energy is released at the place where this tension mounts up. This is the center of the earthquake. It is called the focus of the earthquake or hypocenter. Energy waves scatter in all directions from this focus. The place on the earth's surface where these energy waves reach first is called the epicenter of the earthquake. It is the nearest place on the earth's surface from the focus and it experiences the first tremor. Epicenter is perpendicular to the focus of the earthquake. Now we will see the types of waves created by an earthquake. Primary waves or P waves. These are the first one to reach the surface of the earth after the energy is emitted in the earth's interior. They travel at very fast speed from the focus of the earthquake in radial direction. Subjected to P waves, particles in the rock move in direction of waves to and fro. The wave moves to and fro. Therefore, these waves are also called as forward-backward waves. These waves can travel through all the three states: liquid, solid, and gaseous. But while traveling through liquid medium, the direction gets changed. It is because of the primary waves that the buildings on the earth's surface move back and forth. Secondary waves or S waves. The waves which reach the earth's surface after the primary waves are called secondary waves. These waves also scatter in all directions from the focus of the earthquake. Their velocity is lesser than primary waves. The particles lying in the way of these waves move up and down in the direction of energy transfer. These waves can travel only through solid medium. They get absorbed as they enter in the liquid medium. The buildings on the earth's surface move up and down because of these waves. and these waves are more destructive than primary waves. The building collapses because of change in the center of gravity caused by the movement of secondary waves in upward and downward direction. Surface waves or L waves. These waves are generated after the main primary and secondary waves reach the epicenter. They travel in the direction of circumference of the earth along the crust. They are highly destructive. Now we see the instrument to measure the intensity of earthquake. It is called seismogram. Through this instrument, a graph paper showing the movement of seismic waves can be generated. It is called seismograph. After studying the graph, the magnitude of the earthquake is known. Now, with the help of modern technology, advanced seismograms have been designed. With the help of it, we can record even micro seismic waves. Now, we are going to see the effects of an earthquake. Cracks, fractures develop on the ground. It causes landslides, which leads to the sliding of rocks in mountainous areas and hilly areas. Sometimes the groundwater changes its course. For example, wells may get water or may dry up. Some areas get uplifted while some may subside. Tsunami waves are generated in oceans. These waves can cause great loss of life and property in the coastal areas. In snow-covered areas, avalanches may occur. Buildings collapse and loss of life and property occurs. Transportation route gets disrupted. Communication system collapses.